years and re-ranking all of the albums we've covered since we reviewed the first 10. So if you're here for hard-hitting, deeply insightful music journalism, then stick around as we
Yeah.
talk about ourselves and how it relates to these albums. Yeah. Still with us? Okay, hey, thanks for listening. Please leave us a review, a rating, or find us on TikTok to see what we're listening to on a daily basis. Enjoy the show.
And this episode is brought to you by Steven Spielberg's Brady's List, in theaters this summer from Universal Pictures. Then, now, and forever, the list is life. The man was real. The story is true. Except for maybe 20% of the Gallagher brother anecdotes cooked up for the purposes of the critically acclaimed game show. No way. Anyways, go see this movie. It cost us $246 million. And Helio and I are in front of a green screen for 90 minutes taking cheap shots at Ted Nugent and Morrissey. Universal's going to break our legs.
Sounds good though.
It is good. I've seen a work print.
Did we get Liam Neeson for this one?
we spent all our money on the effects.
Jump to! Jump to! Okay!
Alright, well, as far as deep cutting music journalism goes, soundcheck question this week is pretty simple, or is it? What's been in your ears lately, other than the prescribed, IFP list albums and even the recorded on a better podcast with better equipment?
Yeah, it's funny. We used to always ask, "Hey, what have you been listening to?" And I feel like we forgot for like the last bunch of episodes, so we can catch up here. For me, I feel like a few different things have coincidentally been showing up with Matt Berry connections. So a few of his projects and music. I don't know if he has like a main band or whatever, but I mean, you can just go by his name on your streaming stuff and find all his music. I think the one that really kicked it off was one of the Blue Tones brother guys is a mainstay in a few of his bands. I really like his song "Take My Hand," which is apparently a theme song for a TV show. I can't remember which TV show, but it's not one that like I've been watching or anything. So, but speaking of, did you start What We Do in the Shadows just yet?
I'm doing it when we're done with this, I've decided.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, you'll enjoy that a lot.
Yeah, even just the little, like, had it on in the background. I should say I started it, but I started it at work. So, like, I was only able to, focus so much.
Yeah, I mean, it has some visual elements, but I think you'd be getting like 75% of it, even if you weren't like locked in.
Yeah. I
looking
think the
at
day
it.
of,
But
I was, like, grilling paella outside on a barbecue. So it was like, oh, yeah, I'm inside and I just heard that joke, but I have no frame of reference. But it sounded funny. You know, I'm looking forward to sitting down with a coffee and watching that one.
yeah, very good show. I'm excited. I'm excited. I haven't like finished it, but that we'll be able to talk about it. As per usual, while driving around while the sun comes out, a lot of Tom Petty. And I also popped on some of The Sword, Sleep, and Electric Wizard for a project that we may hear soon.
Yes. The details of that project are a bit fuzzy still, aren't they?
Yes. What have you been listening
Yeah.
to?
Man, I've just been down the rabbit holes of the weird and sometimes the eccentric tunes. This last weekend, I got to see the Les Claypool Gold Tour. That was Primus, and then his band with Sean Lennon, the Claypool Lennon Delirium, and the Flying Frog Brigade, which had like local guy Scarrick on saxophone. So just
Oh yeah.
3 hours of straight up, weird, goofy Primus related music, and it was awesome.
And this
Even
was a
some,
weekend to highlight
yeah,
crazy saxophone players too. As I think his name was David Perry, the sax player from Dark Side and General. Most Pink Floyd projects had passed.
mm-hmm,
I
that's
can't
true.
remember if that was before or after that concert. It might have been
I
after.
think I think it was, yeah, I think so.
They would have said something, I think.
Yeah, no, agreed. I mean, especially considering they played some Floyd, like, they would have definitely made a little nod, I'm sure. But yeah, I find myself this last week was the anniversary of the passing of Chris Cornell, so kind of always pull up some of his songs. They put out a compilation after he passed that had a lot of like covers and everything going on there, where like he'd done the vocal work, but the music still needed to be finished. So like, there's a great one, "If Nothing Compares to You," "Jump in the Fire," like the Harry Nilsson song. Yeah, I love revisiting that one. That's always really good.
And that
What
song
else?
keeps popping up.
I know, right? It's just kind of one of those like, I if you know, you
It's a
know
bad
type songs.
it's a good song, but it's a bad penny of a song.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Been listening to more like electronic compositional stuff. One artist, Caitlin Aurelia Smith, has been really interesting to me. Kind of just that bridge between electronic, maybe even a little bit of like techno dance, but also kind of like classical compositional elements to it. So really cool. And then, yeah, I think for some zone out time, a lot of like Robert Fripp of his ambient guitar, like solo stuff, or just kind of doing looping or his like Frippertronics type things, and put those on and just zone out a little bit, pick up a book and some Robert Fripp, and I'm good to go.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's. I mean, that's like the latest, but like, yeah, we've not asked for so long. I'm sure we're leaving out a ton of
Oh,
stuff, but
exactly. And I think there's a few things I'm holding back just for later conversation too. So,
okay. All right.
all right.
Um, so yeah, as mentioned, the meat of today's episode is going to be us separating the latest 23 23 albums into a tier system here. But before we do, we wanted to say, as we're kind of taking a side tour here, we wanted to say thank you to our apparently growing fan base.
Yeah, I mean, I shared with you and Mr. Rife a week or two ago that we accomplished our listener numbers for last year already in, was that mid-April? So, definitely just a testament to growth, and somehow, by some miracle, there's more sickies of you out there than there were before.
Yeah,
And, hopefully, even if it's an hour or two or it's 20 minutes, you find some enjoyment in listening to us drone on and do some self-serving covers and tributes musically. But thank you for all listening, and thank you for those who as well who've contributed to the show, whether it's a guest or guys like Kyle and Rick that have come on to do spots and have some fun with us.
yeah. We always mention it, but we're very blessed by every single other person who is on this podcast.
Yeah,
not, not that I don't appreciate us, but we have high quality guests for sure.
we do, and yeah, I mean, I think we've said even from the get-go, even if it was just you and I doing this, we'd still do it. But it kind of makes it even more rewarding that, hey, maybe we're entertaining somebody, we're giving somebody a break from the everyday minutia of life by just talking tunes like we would,
Yeah,
just hanging out.
yeah, man. So I also saw a question here listed. If you're new, where should you jump in? Where do you think new people should jump in?
I think I think the first 7 or 8 episodes, I'd love to go back and remaster. Then I'd probably encourage them a little bit more. Still kind of finding our way in our technology and all the little bells and whistles. But I think Let's Dance was like our first great episode. I think the Outcast run was pretty dang good. Honestly, anything. Pearl Jam was a good one. Gosh, I don't. I mean, it may be self-serving to say, but I don't think we have a bad episode. So, if there's something,
I've listened to them all, and yeah, I don't. There's
I
none. There's none I've been like. I mean, there's albums I don't, that
right.
weren't like ultra exciting, but even then, like, you still find a story and like stuff to
Right.
hook
My,
on
my
to.
challenge to listeners would be like, if there's something you don't know on there, the whole point of this project for us was to learn new music and to expose ourselves to new things maybe we missed. So like, if you're
Yeah,
scrolling through and you see like, oh, who's Noi, who's Laura Marling. Pick these episodes up and give them a listen. Maybe you'll find something new you like, and or maybe you'll find something new you can at least say to friends, "Oh, that sucked. I listened to it. I heard it, but it's not for me."
Yeah, it's funny. I guess when we kicked off, I was afraid like, oh, what's gonna happen when we hit a well, what's gonna happen when we hit an album that like we just plain do not know. But I mean, there's a there's a there's a fun to that as well. Like figuring out the story and figuring out why obviously somebody likes it if it's ended up on the top 500 albums
Right.
of all
And
time for
inevitably,
enemy.
no matter how obscure, inevitably there's some connection to the greater music
Yeah,
world on all these too. Like even if it's
yeah,
something down to like the engineering level or producer or this person's friend was this person. Like
yeah. We're not pulling it. We're not. Most of these, nobody's pulling them from obscurity or anything like that.
no.
So there's something to it, and
And for what it's worth, we're also not doing like uh, the Lou Reed Metallica album that's dog shit. We're not doing the Neil Young
yeah,
electronic album. We're doing good
as
albums.
fun
It's
as
just a
that
matter
would
of
be.
we don't know them
Yeah,
all. Yeah.
yeah. We did not curse ourselves with one of those podcasts where you're like seeking out bad movies and
How did this get made? The music edition.
yeah, like video games that like people hate playing or something like that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah,
that would that's a fun conversation for later down the show too. Actually,
yeah. The yeah, you mentioned the two I usually toss out, which is Let's Dance and the Outcast episodes. But I think another episode that kind of falls within the same, you know, we liked the album. There was a fun story, to it. Hot Buttered Soul, by Isaac Hayes
that's a good
has
one.
that that'll take you on a journey.
Dare I say that kind of had everything too that we like to do. It had bits, it had some cover music, it had a good narrative that we had
Yeah,
become new to,
it's
and
very representative, and
exactly
it's fun and it's cool.
right. I mean, it's Chef from South Park talking about
Yeah,
sexual relations.
yeah, super. Yeah, yeah.
Well, what do you think? Should we bring in this week's theme?
Let's jump into the fire.
Is this Electric Gizzard? Is that their name?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah, I tell you, part of the deal on the podcast here. If I spend more than $25 on a pedal, you're probably going to get a theme out of it.
There'll be a usage case presented, yeah, on
Yeah,
the show. Uh,
I tracked down one of my something that was on my most wanted list, which was a Behringer I think it's a SF 300, but it's their infamous super fuzz pedal. So of course, pretty much the only thing that pedal does is sleep/electric wizard style buzz. So
but
there you go.
though, I mean, from a community that prizes itself on, oh my God, this pedal costs so much money, it's so worth it. All the clone and King of Tone, those kind of things for
Yeah.
the money you spent on that one. Pretty damn good sounds.
Um, yeah, there's Yeah, I I mean I am ineligible for the spending 100 plus on a pedal
Yeah, yeah.
game. So I have to play it another way.
No, I like that one honestly. If I didn't have Mr. Shields, I'd probably opt for
Yeah,
that one at
this
this
is a
point.
long shot, but have you ever seen a? It's I've seen it on YouTube. I've seen it on various things, but it's a video of a yard sale with a guy called the Price Master.
I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe we'll drop in a little bit of Price Master, but I the vocals on that are inspired by there's like a weird video. I guess it's from Texas where there's a yard sale going on,
Uh-huh.
and there's a guy in like a golden mask and what looks kind of like a I don't know, like one of those like common rider type outfits. He's on a stage, and anytime somebody asks what something costs, the people will turn and look to him, and he's got like this like mic with the big reverb on, and he just says random prices like $1,000.
Wow. I mean, hey, it sounds like a
Yeah,
fun job if you can get
it
it.
just kind of came to me. I didn't know what would match the vibe, and
I
that's kind
mean,
of it.
it works. It works
Okay.
for this here Monday morning, bright and squirrely. It
Yeah,
totally
there you
works.
go.
All right. So, like you said at the top, we're ranking the albums this week that we've covered since the last, as we call it, Tears in Heaven episode.
Yeah.
So, uh, in true form, we actually have some tiers with some clever puns to them. Of course, Tears in Heaven, reference to the very happy, inspiring Eric Clapton song. So the tiers are the cream tier, you know,
The cream
his
of the crop.
first his first big band, the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme, the top ones. The next one down, great album, too short-lived of a band, Derek and the Dominoes. That middle tier of like, hey, these are still good. It's just, we got to pick some to be at the top, some got to be at the middle. And then the solo work, it's not bad. It has its moments, clearly, like
Yeah,
even Tears in
like
Heaven.
matching the theme here. There's really nothing bad. We still haven't like we just mentioned. We haven't hit a bad album. Just some of these are not as beloved to us as others.
Right, different connections or different impact, and that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So there should be about approximately 9 albums per tier, with a few stragglers. We have both independently power ranked all 23. Can you fucking believe that? 23 albums. And that's
It's impressive.
since the first 10.
Yeah.
So we have power ranked all 23 albums independently from each other. So I think the plan is we will go from the bottom up, reading like 5 at a time, see what matches, see what we can definitely drop into each tier here. So I think basically we'll have about 2 rounds per tier, and then maybe on the top one, it'll be easier because there'll be less. Anyways,
Well,
that's too much math for a Monday morning.
it is too much math, but I will say, just for a point of reference, I had 8 in my cream tier, 8 in my Derek and the Dominoes tier, and the rest in the solo tier. So
Let's see.
kind of balanced out a little bit.
So you had 8, 9, and 9, or what? Let's see.
I'm honestly, for whatever reason, maybe I'll fill it in as we go through it because I feel like I missed something maybe, but I have 8, 8, and 4.
4 is in the bottom one, or 4 is in the top?
4 in the bottom.
Okay, so I did not separate mine that way. However,
Okay. I mean, no right or
however,
wrong answer. Yeah.
wait, I don't even know if the math works out on that. If you've got 8 and 8, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should have 6 in the bottom. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Because we have 23. Yeah,
We
I
do,
won't do
yeah.
math. I won't do math live. We'll just do this thing. See what
We'll fill it in. It's
Yeah,
bound to be there
I'll
somewhere.
try and keep an eye. I'll try and keep an eye out to see if anything's missing on yours. But I
Yeah.
think the math came out to 23 for me, unless I. It's also totally possible that I've accidentally done doubles or something like that. Because I was doing
We'll
some
see.
cutting and paste. I was doing some cutting and pasting, so it could be me. Anyway,
It's not a math show.
yeah. Anyway, it,
Oh no,
it
never
couldn't.
mind. I found it.
It
I
couldn't
found it.
be a math show.
I see. I see what I did.
Oh, did you leave off the last four that were on the second page?
No, I had
Oh,
put a dividing line between
oh,
kind of like within the Clapton tier, just to
mm,
say like why are these here versus
I s-
like good but not upper
okay,
crust.
got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's get right to our power rankings. Let's see if there's any agreement that we can immediately drop some stuff in the solo tier here. Um, so from the bottom up, let me hear what you got.
Again, apologies to all artists. This is not an indictment of you as people or musicians or artists. This is simply a matter of ranking the albums that we've heard, the impact they've had on us, perhaps musically, and our understanding of them as something one would consider top 500.
Yeah,
Having said all that,
these are
yeah.
our personal bar.
From the bottom, I have In the Wee Small Hours by Frank, Mr. Sinatra, Exterminator by Primal Scream. This one is not a personal shot, Grievous Angel by Graham Parsons. And then from there, I go up to White Stripes Elephant, Bowie Diamond Dogs, Blue Tones Expected to Fly, and Morrissey's Foxhole and I. And admittedly, like in terms of exact number rankings, I could probably switch Vauxhall and Elephant.
Okay, so let's see. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that right down there?
7.
7. Okay, let's see. I have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I should have 7 as well. And I believe that we've agreed on 1, 2, 3. I believe we've agreed on 5. So,
Okay.
Man, I don't know how one of these got down here, but this is the nature of the tiers. Anyways, so yeah, okay, so bottom up from me, Expecting to Fly, which we've agreed on. Diamond Dogs. I've got Elephant down there. Wait, did you say Elephant was down there for you too?
I did.
Or almost was, or it is?
It would have been like the first one right below the Derek and the Dominoes tier. So like it's
Okay.
in the bottom tier, but it's probably the leader of the bottom tier.
Okay. I also had In the Wee Small Hours, Exterminator, Vauxhall, and then the one that I'm looking at and I'm like, how did this end up down here? Is Hot Buttered Soul. I think it's a top heavy list. It was bound to happen.
Yeah,
It's a testament to the albums that there's one even in the very bottom where I'm like, damn, I can't believe that.
right. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think. All the music on it's good, but none of it's like hugely impactful, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
there's no like breakthrough single. It's just like, hey, this is a cool story. Isaac Hayes was awesome. Some good, early 70s, late 60s soul. But like, I don't know. Is there anything transcendent about this album? I don't know. Did it change the game? Maybe a little bit, but I don't know. Not. I can justify it down there.
Yeah, my two that are, I would say my two that are pushing the line that I could hear arguments for getting them out of this bottom tier are both Hot Buttered Soul and Vauxhall and I enjoyed both of those a lot.
Yeah.
The other ones, there's not anything I do not enjoy on there. Exterminator's
Elephant was just such a big one. I feel
Exterminator's
weird
a little
having that.
grating. I don't know if I'd listen to it again, but it's not
Yeah.
bad. And the Wee Small Hours is more of a, this is an interesting item.
It's one
More
of the
than
few
an
so
album
far
I
where
will
just
listen
kind of
to.
like, why is this one? Simply because it
Yeah,
can claim it's a concept album. Like, okay.
Diamond Dogs also has a lot of good stuff, but it's easy to beat up on because in the story of the album, that not even Bowie is like has a lot of love or put a lot of effort
Right.
into that, so it's
It's
kind of
not
hard
very
to.
cohesive. It's just
It's
kind
it's
of
difficult.
pieced together.
It's difficult
Yeah.
to put above something that somebody like put their heart into, and then poor expecting to fly. I mean, that's just it's again not a bad album, but like probably not something I'm going to listen to again. And then also, again, not their fault, but like the story of it is, it's very I can't think of the word. It's very
The
normal.
narrative on it is basically about somebody else. Like, oh hey, look, this album's here because they dethroned Oasis. Like,
Yeah,
it
well,
almost kind of
that's the headline, but even behind that, it's English guys got to make music because England has a decent social safety net, and if you're willing to eat rice and beans for like 2 of your 3 daily meals, while still, you can have money to get
yeah.
drunk, get high, and make music. Like that's
I
the
mean,
story of a lot of their bands.
when you put it like
uh,
that, it's not too bad actually. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a nice story.
Totally.
Okay, so the ones that we've agreed on that are down there. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe we've agreed on 5. Vauxhall and I, Exterminator, In the Wee Small Hours, Elephant, and Diamond
Diamond
Dogs. Not
Dogs.
Expecting to Fly.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so
So not
those are
surprising. You
those are
didn't have Graham
assigned.
Parsons down there.
I
What did you
I
have? You
don't.
had Hot Buttered Soul instead.
Yes.
Okay.
Um. Okay. Let's see let's hear the next. Let's hear your next bunch.
All right. So that is the Derek and the Dominoes tier. These are the ones that are good. We like them, but maybe not the best of the best for one reason or another. I will go from the bottom up on this one. Selected Ambient Works 8592 Aphex Twin. Speaker Box Love Below. 10 by Pearl Jam. Mezzanine's Massive Attack. Mirrored by Battles. Hot Buttered Soul by Isaac Hayes. Closing Time by Tom Waits. And Music for the Jilted Generation by The Prodigy as number 1 up there.
Did you say you had 10 in there?
8.
Oh no, I meant the album.
Oh, yeah.
Who's on first?
No. Yes, 10 was on there above Speaker Box Love Below.
Okay.
And like that's an interesting one because of all the albums on this show. Like throughout my life, this is probably one I've heard the most. So it certainly has filled my ear cavities time and time again. But
Okay. So
historically, when weighing it, like Nevermind obviously was a bigger grunge album. There's stuff amongst here that had bigger scene impact, and maybe it was just better musically. But again, like this is simply personal favorites. Like, yeah, 10's probably permanently top 5.
okay. Looks like we've agreed on everything other than 2 here. So let me read my 8 for this tier from the bottom up. We are hand-holding buddies for the opener here. Selected Ambient Works. I had Closing Time. Here's the 2 where we disagreed. I put Ege Bamiase at 14. Sound of Silver at 13. And then Pearl Jam's 10. Music for a Jilted Generation, Mezzanine, and Mirrored is right on the bubble for the top tier.
Okay.
So the only
Excellent.
so the only 2 we did not agree on there are Iggy Bamiase and Sound of Silver. So let me compile what we have for the agreement so far. Okay. All right. So actually, each tier so far has exactly 6 that we've agreed on.
That's
I
pretty good.
believe.
We're shooting about 75% then. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you come to
Noted.
the show for the Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, dichotomy of opinions on it. So,
Yes.
we're sorry that we're so in agreement on this one.
All right. Let me hear your cream tier.
Yeah. Let's see. This
Which I
one,
think, if the math works out, is going to have the exact same thing where we just have 2 disagreements.
yeah, I think you're right. This one, again, 8 albums. Ask me any hour of the day, the order might change. So I'm just
Oh
going to
yeah.
go with what I have right now from top to bottom. Or well, let's go from bottom to top. Egi Bamyasi, Can. I needed to have some Krautwerk representation. Sound of Silver. I did really like that one. And, definitely a fan of Mr. Murphy. And I wasn't as heartbroken by the whole retirement thing. So, I think
Yeah.
maybe you're wearing some hurt for the true fans out there, whereas I'm kind of late to the game. Uh, Is This It by The Strokes? I mean, it's a freaking huge album. Stankonia, I mean, huge as well. Uh, OK Computer, Fat of the Land by The Prodigy, Love Supreme by John Coltrane, and number one, dun, 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 should I say it? Purple
Go ahead.
Rain by Prince.
There you go. Yes. Of course. Okay. Got it. All right. So here's mine. Bottom up. The cream tier. 8. Stankonia. 7. Grievous Angel. I believe that is the one that we have the most massive
the biggest.
gap on.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Number 6, Fat of the Land. 5, Love Supreme. 4, Is This It? 3, Purple Rain. 2, I put number 2, Speaker Box to Love Below, which you have in the Derek.
Yeah,
You have the Derek in the middle there.
pretty
And
big
at
gap
number
as
one,
well. Yeah.
at number 1, and again, any of this like top 4, top 5 could be jumbled, and I'd probably look at it and be like, yeah. At number 1, I have OK Computer.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Alright,
honestly,
so
when I wrote this last night, that's what I had, and then I looked at it this morning
and
just
then
now. I was like,
you're like looking at
yeah,
it like, that doesn't seem right. No, yeah, the same thing.
it
kinda
does and it
happened.
doesn't. Yeah,
Okay. Got it.
I'd love to hear or at least share with the audience your thoughts on why Grievous Angel is so high. I mean, I think I know why, and I think it's a matter of preference and taste as to why we have such a big gap. But what's your thoughts behind that?
I think the number one thing is I just love listening to it. It's
It's a good reason.
I really like his voice. I like all the songs. Him and Emmy Lou together were obviously doing something good. It's fun to hear it and think like, oh, this is the start of like it's not often you can, I mean, I guess it is a little bit often that you can hear like an actual origin point for a style of music,
Totally.
and kind of alt country rock, or like, very specifically the kind of country that I can stand, and that I not just stand, but I like really enjoy now. Like this is like the starting point of it. I yeah, I don't know. It's the story of it helped as well. Like it's got an interesting, I wouldn't say fun, but it has a very interesting story to it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There's some certainly wacky some moments. Some of the
but yeah,
wackier
if you
moments
don't
of all those.
if you don't fuck with pedal steel guitar stuff like that, then you're gonna have a bad time.
Mm-hmm. No, I can appreciate all that, and I mean, again, like I said, kind of cueing into it. Like for me, alt country as I try. I can do Wilco, I can do Steve Earle and stuff. It's just not my bag overall. So Definitely, like I love the narrative. I love the character of Graham, and just I mean, even his intersection with like the Rolling Stones, and just kind
Hmm.
of all the, wait, who's this guy? All of a sudden, he's like history's forgotten Keith Richards' best friend, drug buddy in their London apartment. But
Yeah.
basically,
So
yeah,
as yeah, I mean, as just as an example, of what we're talking about, that this is the biggest disagreement we have, and we're both at least like, "Oh, yeah, it's still good."
yeah, yeah. There's
Um,
nothing wrong with it. Like I'm
yeah,
not writing in a
the rest
opinion
of our
article.
disagreements. Um, did no, you didn't have Stankonia above Speaker Box and Love
I
Below.
did,
You did?
I
Okay,
did.
interesting. Yeah,
Um,
I was gonna ask and see.
yeah. So I think for me, there's no argument that Speaker Box Love Below had the greater like pop commercial success, even though like the song like Miss Jackson off Stankonia was huge, but all this stuff
Yeah, it's all
like
relative here.
exactly Andre's stuff especially off of Speaker Box Love Below, super big breakthrough pop success and everything. For me, I think Stankonia just resonates more of like high school memories, good times, good tunes, kind of like one of the first modern hip hop albums like that came out, and I actually embraced it, enjoyed it, even if like some level I tried it to be like, oh, I enjoy this on an ironic level. Like, no, I
Hmm.
actually enjoy this because it's really fucking good. Like Bombs Over Baghdad. This is very different hip hop, than we were kind of growing up with at the time. So for me, it has a personal connection, and I think I also like the idea that they worked together on this one,
Yeah, I was gonna say
and
it's
it was
hard to
a better
discount.
cohesive vision of them.
Yeah, it's hard to discount um, the more positive, that's at least slightly more positive, um, you know, aspect of they're they're actually together for the last
Right.
time.
Right, and
Um,
it's interesting, like I've thought sometimes with like Speaker Box Love Blow, if the presentation on that was simply to release two solo albums, over the course of 3 months, and just still call it Outcast, like, is this something that's loved because of both things combined and everything you're getting in the package? Is this one where both albums would be in that top tier anyway? Hard to tell, because they are two very different sounds, and I think Andre definitely had maybe a little bit more success numbers wise with um, all the awards and everything like that. But that's not to say that Big Boy's contribution wasn't incredible and very impactful too. So I
yeah,
don't know.
it's a big what if because they did.
Yeah,
I mean, they did both score. I mean, okay, so one of them scored like a generational hit, but if you put
right.
that aside,
It's
they both had
yeah,
they both had hits from those albums. So even if they were not technically one album, yeah, it's hard to say.
right. I mean, it's like if Prince had decided to put out another album with Purple Rain, like they're still both amazing. It's just that this one maybe had a little bit more success and probably still would have been in that same spot by itself. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think that's
interesting.
that's the difference for me is
All right.
just
Yeah,
kind of picking semantics on that one.
yeah. Uh, let's see. So the only other disagreements we had was Sound of Silver. I think we summed up pretty well what happened there. It might still. I think there may just be. Well, I mean, I think the other thing, and we'll rope in Ege Bamyasi here, which is the next one that we had tiered
Hmm.
disagreements on. I think the same thing is, I think the same Grievous Angel thing is going on where it's just our personal taste at the moment of revealing ourselves because Sound
Yeah.
of Silver is very, very krautrock indebted.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, among other things. I mean, there's a lot of obvious stuff that he talks. Like dance music, and sometimes his singing. Sounds very kind of 80s goth rock,
Human League. Yeah.
inspired and things like
Bauhaus.
that.
Joy Division. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but but the thing that kind of gets lost in the shuffle of talking about talking about that album and LCD Sound System in general is how, yeah, they are very indebted to krautrock. So I think those may, those have shuffled up for you and not shuffled up as much for me just because of that.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then
they live pretty
we
close
disagreed
together. Yeah.
on Hot Buttered Soul as well, but as I mentioned, I disagree with myself about Hot Buttered Soul.
Hmm.
I yeah, I don't know how that ended up down there, and
I
I
mean,
regret it.
I guess that's kind of the fun. It's like we can love the episode. There's so much we put into each episode, admittedly, that even the albums where we're like, yeah, that's fine. You know, we can still say, oh God, I loved working on it. I loved learning about it. I loved playing tribute to it. But is it? But my favorite? No, that's okay.
Yeah, but I feel like it is one of my favorites.
No, I'll throw a
uh,
quick one on the spot here. I don't think there's a ton of new ones per se, but like, what's of this group? Is there like an album that either you hadn't heard before that surprised you, that you're walking away with a new appreciation for an artist, or you're kind of like, yeah, I still don't get it? Any standout thoughts like that?
I mean, uh, the headline there is I had not heard Grievous Angel before we started, and
Hmm.
like when I think I mentioned I popped it on, and in the first like 5 seconds, it's like, oh, it's uh, pedal steel guitar, it's Graham, it's Emmylou, like I am here for it.
Yeah,
So,
totally.
I mean, that'd be the top. I'm still a little mesmerized by Vauxhall and I as our first introduction to Mr. Morrissey on the show. What an odd angle to introduce him with
Yes. Yes.
that album.
Very interesting
Not
time in his life and career.
not a yeah, not a bad album, but an interesting sound, interesting songs, inter- interesting time of life. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, Other than that, like stuff that I just had not heard before at all. Um, Maybe a Love Supreme, although I
Yeah.
feel like I may have had moments before in life where I was like, "What's the top jazz stuff?" And I may have heard it before,
Mm.
but like really diving into it, that was something new.
Yeah,
It's probably it for
definitely.
me. Yeah, what about you? Was there anything like just brand new to you?
I think overall, I can definitely like attribute the appreciation for like the electronic run we did, with Prodigy, some of that in there, Massive Attack, Aphex Twin, and even to a lesser extent, Battles and LCD Sound System. Just kind of
Yeah, we
hearing
have
these
almost
different
had
ways.
like our own little mini series. I mean,
Yeah,
I've said that before, but yeah, they just kind of magically, and maybe with slight pushing from us, have created
exactly.
a little mini series
Yeah.
of electronic stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but just kind of getting some exposure into like, different way that music can be made and still made really well as opposed to just the conventional rock, guitar, bass, drums, vocals. Um, even talking with Battles, like for all intents and purposes, they're a rock band, but they're utilizing different like technologies that are
They're like
modern
a rock
to
band run through
right.
an
These
electronic computerized like system.
yes, through a 21st century filter, it's
Yeah,
it's
and
really cool.
that's always kind of been the hook of them. Like there's the John aspect where he just he just is a drummer. Like
Yeah,
there's like a drum machine is a big part of electronic music, and they just tore that out wholesale and installed him, and like yeah,
right.
that it creates interesting intersections and things, but at the heart of it, there's always him in there.
Totally. I don't see if there's anything else. Getting some knowledge and exposure to the Tom Waits catalog was actually pretty enjoyable. Getting
Yeah,
to talk to some
I
different
am
folks and
always I'm
yeah,
always a little surprised when I think back on that, and I'm like, you know, closing time. Yeah,
it was
there's
one last call for alcohol, and that was fine. But
yeah, there's there's something to that one. Like it it could have, you know, it could have, it kind of on its face seems like one of those things that's gonna end up in the solo work tier, just because, you know, it's, I mean, it's a little old, it's a little, you know, it's an odd style.
It's
It
maybe the
does have a
not
name
most
to it.
representative of the artist. Yeah.
Yeah, that too. But then like, yeah, like I don't know. There's a real quality to that one. It's like the it's like the it's the Goofus and Gallant with along with Wee Small Hours. Like
Hmm.
that's the good version of Wee Small Hours to me. The
Right.
really,
Right.
like if Wee Small Hours went like as best as if you like mixed those up and were like Frank Sinatra made these closing time songs, and you know that's where he invented the concept of an album being an album all, as a whole thing. I'd be like, holy shit.
Right.
Um,
I mean, it's not exactly like he's throwing down Alan Parsons keyboards or
no,
anything too crazy, but yeah, it is an origin point for
yeah.
that idea.
And then just for the record, the other 10 albums that we did not include because we already ranked them on a tier episode on episode 12, I believe.
Hmm.
The other 10 that were not are not mentioned are Patti Smith's Easter, Laura Marling, I Speak Because I Can, The Shins, Shoots Too Narrow, Gillian Welch's Revival, Funkadelic, One Nation Under a Groove, Noi, 75, David Bowie's Let's Dance, Smell the Glove by Spinal Tap, Aztec Camera's High Land, Hard Rain, and Led Zeppelin 3. If you want to hear what we thought about those, go listen to the rest of the podcast.
Just for the
Or
sake of
just episode 12,
discussion,
I guess.
we're here. Do any of those fit into a top tier, even if you could expand your cream tier to 10? Would anything go
Well,
up there?
Let's Dance by David Bowie for sure.
Yeah.
Um, the other ones I can't say for sure, so I won't
Yeah.
slap a label on them.
Like, I feel like as brand loyalty, I'd have to say Led Zeppelin 3, but I don't know if I would. I mean, again, that's kind of that Pearl
We're
Jam
gonna have.
10
Are we gonna have
situation of,
other? I can't remember. Are we gonna have other Led Zeppelin options eventually?
I think maybe Led Zeppelin 2 is
If
on
in,
there, but I don't,
okay,
I, I don't recall. I don't think there's more than 2 or 3 though. But yeah, I mean, maybe
yeah,
Noi because of the gateway drug album it was for me. I could probably put
yeah.
up there, and then yeah, Let's Dance. I mean, pretty pretty big album, big story to it. Lots of fun.
There's a world where Revival may have hit me the way that Grievous Angel did if I didn't have Grievous Angel.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's fair.
Maybe if there was a little more, maybe if there was a little more rock sauce in the recipe.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I love that one. Getting to talk music with Rick was fun, of course.
Yeah. Well, we talked a bit about Outcast, but is it time for a patented Outcast?
Oh. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hey,
Am I holding?
Andre, are you
Cool.
there? Big boy, are you there? Okay, great.
And we're back. Any any news? Anything else to take care of before we move on to the other tent pole of this crazy subset of an episode?
Yeah. So kind of to connect back to the what are we listening to, I think definitely some angine de poitrine or heart pain, if you will, in
Uh,
français. We've been listening to, and we're lucky
the
enough to
nation.
score tickets to,
Yes.
unlike most humans in North America, because,
The nation
right?
has angine
Yeah.
de poitrine fever.
Yes,
Shit is
yes.
going crazy.
Truly, the internet is falling in love with these two speckled, spotted aliens, and many bots and scalpers are buying up the tickets and charging exorbitant rates for them for an underground band that basically, as we've talked about, is hella with costumes on. So,
Yeah, if you haven't seen this yet, look up. It's not the usual KEXP like studio or tiny desk stuff. But if you look up Angine Debauchery and KDXP, I believe they were playing at some kind of it may have been a Canadian festival or something like that. But
Something like that.
that's the video that like broke them for everybody,
Yeah.
and it's awesome.
If you haven't seen it, then clearly you don't have TikTok, and good for you.
Yeah.
Or even Instagram, probably. Yeah.
But yeah, so like they announced their tour going around Europe and North America, and I mean, it happens sometimes, but it was a little odd that they had carved out the area all around Washington, but not had any stops in Washington State for us. So we were like, oh well, that kind of sucks.
I guess we can drive if we can get tickets. Yeah.
I know you were looking at, yeah, you were like attempting to get Portland tickets, and